years. So, hello everyone. Let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Oh, hey, Cody. Cody, wait a minute. How can you request in? If not, I can certainly try to add you. View request. There we go. So, Tawnie, very excited to get started. Hey, Tawnie.
Hello.
Great. I need to move this back a little. It's like super far up. How are you?
Good. And I see Cody is luckily on, so it should be working.
Yeah, I think I sent him the invitation, so hopefully it'll
It's
work.
been lately, I've been having to press it 2 times, and like right now, just so you know, I can't read any of the comments. It still says
okay.
request to be live in the video, and half of the screen is black.
Yeah, why? I don't know why, but it does kind of seem like Instagram has been like super weird
So
lately, and like definitely very
the
glitchy.
T, yeah. I feel like whenever they do some sort of updates or stuff that are supposed to fix it, feels like it gets all wackadoodle. But I mean, I'm liking that now we can collaborate and it shows up on both of our pages. That's super nice and helpful.
But while we're waiting for Cody, I will say I've never really been one to like schedule Instagram posts, but I started doing it kind of recently, and I like want to add another account as a collaborator, and then I schedule it and it doesn't tag them as a collaborator.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my God, you know how to do it. It's like it only tags them as a person. Once it like goes up, it's only a person, and once it's up, you can't change it. Like you can't like add them as a collaborator then.
So I think my lesson learned from this is to never schedule posts, to go back to what I was doing before.
It's better to make your post and set an alarm on your phone to just post it yourself. I know everybody says use a schedule, blah, blah, blah. But like whenever you schedule things out, just things can go messed up. So
I'm going to try and send it to Cody again.
Okay.
He says that maybe Cody exit out of the live. Check your invite. Hopefully that should work. But everyone, let us know where you are tuning in from. Excited to get this conversation started.
I know it was really cool. I've been trying to clear my phone out, and that's how I found that screenshot of us with Cody. And so it was really cool to just see, in 2020.
That I feel like is always the coolest. Like when we will interview someone and then like a few years later do like a check-in, and we can see all the progress from like what was going on back then versus now. It's just really cool.
It's really amazing.
Quebec, Canada. Let's see. Holland Leroy is in Fort Worth, Texas. Nice. Yeah, everyone let us know where you are. Happy Sunday, or maybe happy Monday to some people. If you're in Asia or Australia, I guess it's already morning for you.
Yeah, you guys are in the future, which is amazing. No, it is cool about documenting and connecting with other survivors, especially being able to see those memories. And so I'm glad we're continuing with the podcast, and it's going to be getting better, guys. Everything's going to be like, I love all the phases, and I just love that Maddi's always like, let's just go with it. So
yeah, so anyone wants to be a future guest on our podcast, please just send us DMs and we can set it up. And Martin, hello. If my memory serves me, Martin, I think you're in the future. I think you're in Australia. I think so. Oh no, Cody says he doesn't see anything. Cody, what happens?
Are you on a computer? If he's using a computer, you can't do a live. So
you should be able. Yes, you should join on your phone. He said he is on.
Okay.
That should be my phone. In order to join the live, you would have to do it on your phone. I agreed. I don't think you can do it from from a computer. Yeah, join on your phone, Cody, and then when you join, there should be a little button that says request that will pop up, and you can do that and be able to join. He says, yes, I am.
Okay. Sometimes when everybody's popping on at the same time, so like I would, like Maddi said, I would try the get out and then come back in and see if the button re-shows.
Yeah, exactly. That could be the move. Let's see, hopefully he's trying to log back on.
We'll figure
Um,
it
but yeah,
out.
just hanging. Survivor Sunday. Oh, he sent a request. All right, let's see. Go live. All right, here we go. Cody is coming on. Demi and Martha are tuning in from, wait, shoot, no, I can't read the comment. From City of Hope Hospice in Duarte, California. Nice, yeah. And Tawnie is in California
Yeah.
as well.
Did you guys have tons of rain? I know luckily it finally stopped, so we're good here.
But you were having a lot of rain.
Yeah, like record. I mean, there were tons of floods everywhere else, basically everywhere besides where we are. So thank heaven.
Law Missions is in Los Angeles as well.
Nice.
It's
So, well, we could talk about the LA summit. That's in
yeah, well, while we're waiting, if anyone hasn't signed up and is interested in attending, the first Stroke Summit will be in New York City, April 19th. You can either DM me for the link or it should be in my bio as well. I'll put it on my story again too. But just send me a message if you can't find it. That one is in April, and then and then LA will be, it's scheduled for late June at some point.
I thought it was in June. I just wasn't sure. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to say June.
Date TBD, but Cody said he can't join. He sent a message and said he can't join.
Because it's weird. Because like, can he try?
I mean, I can send you the invitation again, maybe.
Yeah, let's try just sometimes once, twice, 3 times.
Yeah. One of the days it's CM.
Oh, yay, now I can see comments.
DM site.
So maybe it's fixed, Cody, because I can see comments now.
Oh, it says you joined.
Fine.
Oh. Hey, Cody, welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Speak with you tonight because we were just saying, a few years since we had our last podcast interview with you.
Yes, it was.
It's wild. So if you want to, because some people don't know your story, have not met you yet. So if you don't mind giving, I know it's hard. It's hard to do a short recap. It's like, there's so many things, but a little bit.
Sure. I woke up the morning of December 30th of 2019 to go to work at the casino. And I woke up, my face was drooped. I had really bad left arm numbness. And I looked everything up online and it said, "You're having a stroke, go to the hospital." So I blew that off saying that I was too young to have a stroke because I was 37. And then I drove to work, felt even worse, left, and then went to my parents' house to take out the trash, took a nap, woke up, drove home, took another nap, woke up, felt even worse. Then I decided maybe I should go to the clinic, not for the symptoms, to get something for my tooth, for my jaw hurting so bad. And then they admitted me because my blood pressure was so high that they're like, "Yeah, no, you gotta go to the hospital now." Yeah. It was when I was at the clinic. It was, I think, like $299, $300, over $200.
Your blood pressure?
Yeah, my blood pressure was.
Oh.
It was, and then they sent me to the hospital, and then they admitted me.
Okay.
And then the last day I remember was January 31st. My dad showing up at the hospital. That's the last thing I remember until January 10th or 11th. I was in a medically induced coma for 10 days.
Oh.
So that was pretty fun.
I just see just like everyone is amazed that you're alive because of you saying how many times, like driving, yes. So again, to go back to the fact that because you were young, you also drove yourself there and you were going there for a tooth thing, not even, but because your blood pressure was so high, they luckily were like, okay, no, we need to go check on this. And then, so the medically induced coma, and then what do you remember? I'm sure all of this is being told to you. Do you remember did you go to outpatient rehab?
No, I went to, I was in the ER, and then after I was about to get released on January 2nd in the morning, and I think my parents told me, and my brother told me about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I had another stroke. And then I was in there I was in intensive care or the ICU for 10 days.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then I went from there to rehab for another 10 days. So I was in the hospital for like 30 days. So it was.
And wait, I have a question, Cody.
Sure.
When you finally did wake up from the coma, what do you remember? Like, what were the first things you noticed, or like how this affected you? Did you know what had happened or what was going on, or were you like really out of it?
I was really out of it. I had really weird dreams. Like one, I was in like a dark, cold room, and my parents were like, "Yes," because the ICU was cold and dark. That's like dream. And a couple other ones that I will not go into, but they were really weird, and that's about all I remember. The one thing that really breaks my heart is that my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, have to know what all happened to me, from literally almost dying because they overdosed me in the hospital to having the second stroke, my mom telling me that she collapsed and all that stuff. So, I mean, that part breaks my heart that they have to deal with that, and I have no recollection of it at all. So that's the only thing that I hate about it, is that they have to deal with that for the rest of their life.
Absolutely. It's not talked about a lot, is that a lot of us don't remember that a lot of those moments, but our family had to watch us go through that. So my heart definitely
Has on them, like as the family and the support. Like, I think, at least myself, like sometimes I forget that like it wasn't just me, or it wasn't just you that went through something. Like, it extends beyond to our family and like the people who are important in our lives. Like, how it affects them is, like you said, Tawnie, something that's not often as much talked about, but it's like super important.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for bringing that up. But I also know, just so since the last time we talked to you, because you were just fresh out of your recovery, because I remember you were like, it's amazing. I want to be able to finally pull up. It'll be really cool to be able to splice them like by each other to just see the growth and the changes. So can you share a little bit about what things you did outside of?
No, I was gonna say the white is a little bit different from then until now.
Call yourself out. Yeah, we're all a little bit. There's some gray hairs and so.
Even talking about that, I have so many gray hair. I get my hair colored. That's why.
I don't. I'm proud of them. It's like, I'm alive. Let's embrace it.
Absolutely, love that.
So, I was thinking about this today, that when I was first out of rehab, I could walk maybe 2 houses away before I was so tired I had to turn back around and take a nap. And then just between my aunt coming to help my dad with me, and then them taking me on a little bit further, within like a week or two, I was able to walk to the next house, walk to the end of the street, and then I was able to get to the end of the next street, and just gradually got better over time. Got more walking. Now I can do a 5K.
Wow, a 5K. That's so bad.
I never needed one, but I can walk that 3.5 miles.
Hey,
That's amazing.
so freaking impressive.
So you like to walk a lot?
Yeah, I do. I take the dog for walks sometimes, so which is nice.
I love
Just
that.
Someone has a question for you, Cody. Law of Transitions. This Cody, how much time do you spend every week in a stroke support mode?
That's a good question.
Honestly, anymore, not too much. After like that first couple of years, I was in a weekly meeting with some great people.
Mm-hmm.
But since I started back to work and everything else, considering I work until 3:30 now, it's hard to be in that group considering it's during the day. So, but not much anymore.
Speaking of work,
I try to. If anyone comes to me, I'm open. I'm open to talk about my past, what they've went through, and I'm here for anybody.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, I think that was what Law of Transition had to ask about. Supporting.
Yeah, he saw it and answered it. That was awesome. I was like, wait, I'm gonna say it, and then I was like, hold on, Cody already.
I actually question just off of that because I remember. So you worked in a casino when all of this happened, and if I remember from when we had this like live interview, maybe you hadn't started work yet, but you wanted to get back to that. Did you move to Oklahoma or did I make that up?
No, I moved to Texas. Oh, my little brother got a job promotion over here, and my mom followed him. So then my dad and I followed them. I went back to work at Kroger's for about 4 months.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Then I went back then I got hired on at the biggest casino up in Oklahoma. And
that's where I'm
proved to myself that I could do it again. I just couldn't. And I was gradually, getting back to how fast I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an hour and a half drive one way. So I was spending 3 hours a day in the car. So I was like, I couldn't do it without moving up there. And so I had to resign up there and go back and come back down here to work. So
now you're working in Texas?
Yes. I work for a laptop fixing company.
Wait, sorry, a what company? I didn't hear it.
We fix laptops.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
I could use that service about a month ago because I completely ruined my laptop and I had to send it out to get repaired.
That's a really useful skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And you like this career change?
I want to go back to the casino.
Oh,
I really enjoy taking people's money. And the tips are really good too. So.
Yeah, that would make sense. And it's so much more, I mean, that's a lot of like virtual stuff, like very analytical thinking. Whereas like, I know obviously counting and like doing like all the card stuff is like precision too, but I don't know. I would think it's a lot more fun, a lot more dopamine hits.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to deal cards. So it's just sometimes, but being as big as I am, you don't usually get bitched at as much as
yeah.
So that is a plus about being a big guy. You don't get bitched as much as when you're being mean at the tables. So
are you really tall?
Yes, I'm 4'11".
Wait.
Plus I'm 6'4".
Okay, I
Oh.
was like, wait,
What?
4'11" is not tall. And I was like, hold up, here's a yeah, I was like, Cody. Hey,
That's like a foot and a half.
please.
I always tell people I'm 4'11" when I get asked that how tall I am.
Okay, hi, neurologist here. First, love your content. It's great to see you share your progress. Thank you. That's awesome, Seth said.
Thank you.
That's for saying that.
Yeah, thank you.
And we missed a comment earlier. Paige Keeley Foundation asked what kind of stroke you had. Do you know, Cody, what kind of stroke it was?
Embolic.
Okay,
Oh,
I think that's how you pronounce it.
yeah.
Is that right?
It sounds right. I've heard that one before. I was like,
no, I think right.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a bleed from the back of my heart, or from my heart. It went up and I think they said there was 6 of them. For the second one that exploded in my head, so that caused 6 separate strokes. So
Love it. Correct pronunciation. Yes, that's correct. Embolism stroke. Nice.
that was close. I was close. I was proud.
You got it. She said that you had the correct pronunciation. You were right. Trust yourself. I think that's also a hard thing as survivors. We're more nitpicky. I feel like I'm quick to notice. I've gotten a lot better about it, but I feel like in the beginning you like notice when you mess up words, whereas other people don't realize that.
True, or like second guess ourselves.
Mhm. Rebuilding that confidence after the stroke is definitely law of transition said I'm a double winner, embolic stroke of undetermined source. Okay. Mine was a hemorrhagic stroke, the posterior communicating artery.
Mine was also a hemorrhagic stroke.
This Cody guy is a rock. Absolutely. And I'm glad to have a guy. Hate to say it, but I mean, it's nice to also show, you know,
like or say they want to be on it.
Interviewed and just talk. So it's nice to have a guy's point of view and also to show someone who has gotten back to work, which is amazing because I know that is a lot of survivors' goals.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad is in recovery from, he had that's an artery.
Mm.
He had a thing for his artery, and it took him. He was back to driving within 2 weeks. I was like, damn, must be nice. It took me over a year and a half to get back. I think it's like, man, it's crazy. 2 separate instances. He was back a lot quicker than I was. So.
Well, it's also your whole brain. And what are we? Comparison is the thief of all joy. We're not supposed to compare.
Yeah, that's true.
Every injury is different.
That's true.
Seth has a question. Did your neuro team tell you any time limit beyond which not to expect much improvement?
No.
Oh,
Good.
so glad to hear that. So that means I'm hoping newer neurologists are now learning to stop saying the 6-month marker because don't steal people's hope. Don't rob us of that.
Yeah, my neurologist never said anything. She just said that some things will come back, some things won't come back, or some things will come back in time. The doctor that I had told me about the 6 months. I never heard that until he told me about it. And I'm like, later on, I was like, you know what? Maybe the doctor should reword that, saying that
right.
The first 6 months are important, but if stuff doesn't happen, don't give up. Keep at it.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'm so happy to hear that your doctors were saying that to you because I feel like a lot of us maybe have heard that there is like, oh, after 6 months, after 2 years, whatever it be, there's probably going to be no improvement. And like you were saying, Tawnie, it just kind of like robs you of your hope and the truth is that the brain has neuroplasticity, and we can always continue to be better, get better, make gains, and yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like they told me 6 months. So I feel like I put extra pressure and probably more damage because I came from a special education background. So for instance, my eye crossing in my field, you patch the strong eye and you make the weak eye work. So I was making my weak eye work. I was giving myself massive migraines and making myself nauseous because I was like, I got to make it work. And they were like, no, that's actually not how it works. So I wish they wouldn't have given me that time frame because I think I was like, I got to get this or it's not going to happen. And so I love to hear that new doctors are not saying that. And then also I have to put this that Seth put during my training, the conventional wisdom was 12 months in my experience. There's no solid limit, period. Sorry, I have to go kick my dogs out. They're being insane.
No, I guess because we do try to keep these to around 20 to 30 minutes. If anyone has any final questions for Cody, now would be the time. And maybe Cody, if you have any like final words that you want to say or leave everyone here with, up to you.
Well, to go back to what Tawnie was saying, that when I reached that 6 months and some things never came back, I got into a really deep depression because I was like, man, what am I going to do? It's not coming back. I worked so hard in these 6 months to try to get everything back, and nothing was coming back. Like, my memory didn't start coming back until about maybe mark year 3. Finally starting to get some memory back. My aphasia's getting somewhat better. I still struggle with some things, but but my mom keeps me motivated and stuff. So which is really nice too. She was like, well, it's Cody 2.0.
Yes.
It's what some things you will never get back. That's Cody 2.0. So, well, she keeps telling me so, which really helps.
That does. I love that wording. A couple comments. Thanks, Cody. Thanks, all of you. Keep hanging in there. Keep rocking, Cody and everyone. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Thank you.
Absolutely love and appreciate that you took the time and to do a follow-up. It is really cool to see the progress and to hear 3 years out. Love it and can't wait to do another follow-up in a couple years and see what other amazing things you are up to. So appreciate everyone for being on.
Yeah, I'll just say, Cody, what an amazing, like, I feel like you give all of us hope, like, about how we mentioned, like, getting back to work, like, you even changed your career, you've moved around, like, you know, you're doing all sorts of really cool things, you're walking. I have you as an Apple Watch friend, so I get to see all of your workouts. And
yeah, you see me running in place in here late at night.
Yes, and
I place and like I do it for like 5 minutes.
Invite me.
5 minutes. Take a 10-minute break. 5 minutes. Do you take a 10-minute break? So yeah,
I like all your progress and all your activity, and we should do another Apple Watch competition. I know we haven't done one in a while, but I'm a lot of walking myself, so.
I see. You're awesome. You're kicking butt.
Oh, we should have another little competition. Friendly competition.
I'm down. Love a good competition.
All right. Sounds good. And thank you again, Cody, so much for coming on.
Thank you.
You're just joining now. In about like 2 minutes, this video will be posted on my page and you can watch it. And please reach out to me and Tawnie, reach out to Cody. If you want to be interviewed or a guest on the podcast, send us a message too.
Yep.
Have a great week, everybody, and happy Sunday. Bye.
Have a good week, guys. Thank you. Bye.
It's really so bad. My dogs are so loud in the background. Okay. That's not what we're trying to do. Okay. Yay. holy smokes, so crazy to see Cody's progress, like back at work, all, I mean, just wow, compared to the last time talking to him. So it's really wonderful to connect in the community and also hear, like he's been so busy with work that he doesn't really talk that much about. So for some survivors, they get back into a groove and like he said, Cody 2.0, and they move and groove. So I love to hear that. I love to hear all the different ways we heal. So no matter how you're healing, know that it is valid, it is needed, whatever you do. And guess what? You're also always allowed to change your mind. So if you do ever want to be interviewed by me and Maddi, Sunday's the day of the day. So we would love to have you on. And you can just connect with us in the DMs. Okay, how do I get this off? I don't know how to end meeting. Yeah. Why isn't this working? Like my mouse is drunk.